What did you just hear? Seriously, take a moment and think about it. Some people are actually saying Jimin is a clown. That sentence alone feels unreal. It feels disconnected from everything we have seen, everything we know, and everything Jimin has proven over the years. Because when you say Jimin's name, the first things that come to mind are excellence, discipline, artistry, and quiet power. Not mockery, not ridicule, not something as absurd as that word. And yet, here we are. The shock isn't just about the insult itself. The shock is about how far removed it is from reality, because Jimin is already at a level many artists never reach in their entire lives. He is admired by professionals, respected by peers, and loved by millions across the world. So the real question becomes, how can someone look at a person who has achieved this much and still choose to deny it? Park Jimin didn't wake up one day and become who he is. His story is built on years of sacrifice, endless practice, physical pain, mental pressure, expectations that never stopped growing. From his trainee days to global stages, he has always carried the weight of proving himself, and he did it not with noise, but with results. Jimin's dancing alone tells a story most people don't want to acknowledge. His control, his precision, the way he blends softness with power isn't something you can fake. Dancers study him, choreographers praise him. His body moves with intention, and every performance feels alive. That's not something a clown does. That's something a master does. Then there's his voice, instantly recognizable, emotional, vulnerable, yet strong. Jimin doesn't just sing notes, he delivers feeling. His voice carries honesty, and that honesty connects deeply with people. You don't achieve that kind of connection by accident, you earn it. And visually, let's be honest, Jimin is often described as unreal. Not just handsome, but captivating. His expressions, his presence, the way he commands attention without trying too hard. He doesn't need to exaggerate. He doesn't need to overperform. People look at him because he naturally draws the eye. So when haters call him a clown, it creates a strange disconnect. It's like they're talking about someone else entirely. Or maybe they're not talking about Jimin at all. Maybe they're projecting their discomfort with someone who is simply too complete. Because perfection, especially quiet perfection, makes some people uncomfortable. Jimin doesn't shout about his achievements. He doesn't demand recognition. He moves forward calmly, confidently, knowing his worth. And that kind of self-assurance, the kind that doesn't beg for approval, is threatening to people who rely on tearing others down to feel visible. This is where the narrative starts to fall apart for the haters. If Jimin were truly insignificant, they wouldn't be talking about him. If he didn't matter, he wouldn't trigger such strong reactions. Hate doesn't follow irrelevance. Hate follows impact. And Jimin's impact is undeniable. From fashion to music to global influence, Jimin shapes conversations. Brands want him, designers trust him, fans follow him with loyalty that goes beyond trends. His name alone can move charts, headlines, and social media timelines. That level of influence doesn't come from being a joke, it comes from being a standard. And there's another layer that makes this even clearer. Jimin isn't alone at the top. Standing beside him is Jungkook. And this is important because Jungkook is widely recognized as a powerhouse, an all-rounder, someone whose talent is rarely questioned even by critics. So when you look at Jimin and Jungkook together, something becomes very obvious. They are equals. Not similar, not copies of each other, equals. Jungkook represents raw drive, strength, and relentless ambition. Jimin represents refinement, emotional depth, and precision. One does not overshadow the other. They complement each other, balance each other, push each other to grow. That balance is exactly why they work so well. Jungkook has never treated Jimin as lesser. In fact, he has shown admiration, trust, and respect countless times. He watches Jimin closely, learns from him, relies on him. That dynamic doesn't exist without mutual recognition of talent and value. Jungkook doesn't admire weakness. He doesn't follow someone he doesn't respect. So the idea that Jimin is anything less than exceptional collapses the moment you understand their relationship. They stand side by side because they belong side by side. Two kings don't compete for the same throne, they rule together. And that's the part people who spread hate never understand. They assume greatness must be lonely, that only one person can shine. But Jimin and Jungkook prove the opposite. They show that equality doesn't weaken power, it strengthens it. That's why fans see them as a perfect match, not because they are identical, but because they are balanced, both confident, both secure, both aware of their worth. And insecurity hates that. Calling Jimin a clown is an attempt to reduce what cannot be reduced. It's an attempt to shrink someone who has already expanded beyond narrow definitions. But the truth is, words lose power when they don't match reality. Jimin's reality is filled with sold-out venues, standing ovations, critical praise, and unwavering fan support. His reality is waking up knowing that millions find comfort, inspiration, and strength in his work. And Jungkook being right there, recognizing him as an equal, only reinforces that truth. So every insult ends up sounding empty. Every attempt to mock him falls flat, because Jimin doesn't respond by defending himself. He responds by continuing to be excellent. He keeps working, keeps improving, keeps delivering performances that silence rooms and stop conversations mid-sentence. That's not arrogance, that's confidence built on effort. And that's why this conversation keeps coming back. How can someone this accomplished still be underestimated by a few loud voices? Maybe because some people mistake kindness for weakness. They mistake gentleness for lack of power, and Jimin embodies both softness and strength in a way that confuses those who only understand dominance through aggression. But real power doesn't need to be loud. Real kings don't announce themselves. They simply exist and the world adjusts around them. And as this story continues to unfold, as voices grow louder on both sides, one thing remains constant. Jimin stands exactly where he belongs, at the top, equal to Jungkook, unshaken, unbothered, and very much aware of who he is. And this story is still moving forward, and that brings everything into focus. When all the noise fades, when the insults are stripped of their shock value, what remains is the truth. Jimin is not defined by the words of people who refuse to see him clearly. He is defined by his work, his discipline, and the impact he continues to make every day. Calling him a clown doesn't diminish him, it only exposes how powerless those words really are. Because Jimin has already won in the only ways that matter. He has earned respect, not demanded it. He has reached heights that can't be undone by a comment or a rumor. He stands confidently in who he is without needing to prove anything to anyone. That kind of stability doesn't come from luck, it comes from knowing your own worth. And when you place that truth next to Jungkook, the picture becomes even clearer. Two artists, two kings, standing on equal ground, not competing, not overshadowing, just moving forward together, secure in their own strengths. That equality is exactly why their bond feels so real and so powerful to fans around the world. Hate will always exist where excellence lives, but history doesn't remember the noise. History remembers those who changed the standard, and Jimin has already done that. So now it's your turn. If you believe Jimin deserves respect, let your voice be heard. If you see the truth behind the distortion, don't stay silent. Share this story, talk about it, and remind people why Jimin's name carries weight. And if you're here because you support both Jimin and Jungkook, stay with us because there's more to come. Like this video, leave your thoughts in the comments, and tell us how you feel about the way Jimin continues to rise above the hate. Subscribe for more stories that cut through the noise and focus on what really matters. Because real kings don't fall from words, they rise above them.